Hey guys, what's happening? Tony and Jill here. So we decided to do a top 5 countdown on what we've learned as full-time RVers. So we'll start at number 5 and work our way down. Number 5, not all RV parks are created equal. No way. No. And a lot of the times you get online, you start looking for these places before you get there. Either their pictures are way outdated and the park is nowhere near the level it was when those pictures were taken. So, keep that in mind. Also, you should always probably do a satellite image of the area where you're going to be staying at, especially if you're paying in advance. That's the number 5 on the list there that we've come across is, like I said, really, RV parks are not created equal. You should really do some research if you're going to be there for more than 1 or 2 days. That's number 5, the big of the list of things we've learned since we've been full time. Number 4, we have learned that Reflectix is our friend. Reflectix is really your friend. And when it's cold, when it's hot, when it is super cold outside, the Reflectix helps you keep that heat inside your motorhome, RV, travel trailer, whatever you may be in. You will greatly appreciate Reflectix. And you will probably want to get down and kiss the person who invented that right square in the tush. Also, when it's real hot, it's like 100 degrees outside, a little bit of Reflectix will also help your AC units work a little bit more efficient and keep you from pretty much dying of heat stroke inside of your motorhome if you have to be stuck inside, like on a muggy, hot, rainy day. It always helps.
True.
So number 3 on this list, expect the unexpected. Expect things to go wrong in your travels. That way it's not such a shock when things do. We've had a little experience on this trip here that's actually, not really made us change our mind about what we're doing, but it also made us think a little bit harder about, probably should double check, triple check, and quadruple check every single item on your travel trailer, motorhome, fifth wheel, whatever you may have. Even if you guys are doing van life, it makes life easier to make sure everything's up to par, everything's raring to go. But even if you do all these things, sometimes it still happens. Things still break. It doesn't matter how good of maintenance you do on something, a part wears out, it just fails.
And be proactive. If something sounds like it's going bad, might as well go ahead and fix it. Because if it goes bad while you're traveling, that's not a good thing.
No, not at all. Especially when you're not familiar with the area and you have to actually go out looking for places to retrieve items to either repair yourself or looking for repair shops. And we like to repair things ourselves because it's cheaper that way, and we just don't like handing our money to a repair shop if it's something we can do.
We know it's done right.
That's true. There has also been a lot of horror stories of people who go and spend X amount of dollars at RV repair. I'm not knocking any RV repair. A lot of them know what they're doing, but there's some out there who claim to know what they're doing, or they just don't do the work and get paid for it. And unfortunately, that's the society and the world we live in, guys. So even if you go and have these repairs made, ask for your old parts to make sure they actually done and completed the work that you actually took your RV in to have taken care of through that facility. If they can't produce the old parts, it means they more than likely didn't do it.
Ask questions.
Ask a lot of questions. And before you agree to let them work on your item, talk to them. Find out, make sure they have some sort of clue that they know what they're doing. That way it will save you a headache in the long run.
And if you can, maybe even ask if you can watch, or look, that way you learn for the next time. I don't know if they will be against that, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
You can ask. Most shops have a insurance policy that does not allow the general public to the repair facility. It's insurance reasons, but sometimes they will. A good mechanic will actually go through links and tell you exactly what he's doing, why he's replacing this, why this has failed, or potential reasons why these items have failed, and his potential solution to remedy these situations. Number 2 on the list. When you first arrive into a new city or a place that you're not familiar with, you should always try to familiarize yourself, because Anything can happen out here. You should always either learn where their urgent care is or the nearest hospital. Some form of doctor who can save your life if need be. That's my first thought, is when you ride to a new area, you should have some general idea where those things are at. Also, look for your grocery stores, your places you can go shopping to get, your clothing items, things you might need for your home. And the biggest part of that was food as well. Everybody has to eat. So you want to try to familiarize yourself with as many of those places as possible. Also, you don't want to be going to a grocery store in a questionable side of town. So
Feel safe.
Yeah, feel safe. Don't go into a place just because it's close if it's not safe. Going in to get your hamburger meat and becoming hamburger meat is not a good thing. So you want to avoid becoming hamburger meat. Or chopsteak or whatever, because people are crazy. So, like I said, that's one of the things we do, is we kind of try to figure out where our medical facilities are, grocery stores, shopping areas, places that are safe, places that are well lit. City parks, we have a pet, and a lot of you guys out there probably have a pet. Places that you can actually walk your pet and make sure that it's a safe environment for if one of you decide to take a walk, because you live in a small space. Sometimes you need a little bit more space. So on rainy days, we're normal people, small spaces when the weather's bad outside, it creates it does. And like I said, we're no different than anybody else. And I don't really think there's anybody out there that doesn't get after each other just a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit more
God
trying.
bless you if you do.
Sometimes it's a little bit more trying in a small space. But that was number 2. And number 1 on the list. Biggest, I can't say this enough. Whether you're boondocking or in an RV park, you always want to practice safety. Be familiar with what your surroundings are. Look if you see a questionable person outside of your RV. Don't just open your door, whether you're in a fancy park or not. There's weirdos everywhere. You just have to be...
Some closer than others. Just kidding.
But in all seriousness, this is not a joking matter. You really should actually pay attention. Watch your back. Don't just, leave your doors unlocked. Don't leave your things unattended. Whether you're, like I said, in a very fancy park or you're in a lower end park, it really doesn't matter. If a thief wants your stuff or somebody wants to cause you harm, they're going to try. So your best defense is a tough offense. Is don't give them the opportunity. Do not give them the opportunity to let you become a victim.
Right.
So I always want to practice your knowing your surroundings. Watch your neighbors. I ain't saying get out there with the binoculars, and spy on your neighbors and take notes about what they're doing all day long. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just be mindful of your surroundings. And also, double check, triple check your locks and stuff, especially if you're going to leave your RV for an extended amount of time. Now, when you're boondocking, you want to try to practice not being completely all alone unless you're Billy Badbutt. Then, take your chances. That's up to you. But you want to just kind of watch what you're doing in places. And a lot of other RVers out there have said this, and I want to say it again. If you have that spidey sense, I guess, that something's not right, everybody has it. The hair stands up on the back of your neck. Something does not feel right. It probably isn't right. And if you don't feel right about being in that situation, get out of it. Because we all have that sense. And usually that sense is right. You got that gut-wrenching feeling that something bad's going to happen to you there. Leave. You're mobile. You do not have to stay there. Get out.
And safety is more important than money.
Exactly. Whether you leave abandon the RV if you have to, leave. It's not worth your life. So, in our travels, we have been to some questionable places during, boondocking and RVing. Thank God we were only there for a couple days and a day and, a 24-hour period. But, we have precautionary measures in place for ourselves to make sure that you ain't messing with us. But, not saying you guys to do that, but, you got to kind of protect yourself out here because 911 ain't always there.
And sometimes not quick enough.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing. Number one thing we've learned is be mindful of your surroundings. Be careful. You know, communicate with each other. If one person says they're going outside to do something, make sure they're safe outside, especially, like I said, in questionable areas, in dark, new environments, new cities. You don't know what the crime rate may be. You're an outsider in there, you know. Matter of fact, the place where we're at now, we stopped at a little gas and go shop to use the best restroom and grab something to drink. And then we found out from the actual RV park owner here that that particular shop that we stopped at was a very, very unsavory kind of place. I was looking for the appropriate word to use on this. It was a little shady, just to say the least, and a lot of drug activity there. Luckily, we were there in the middle of the day, so I guess they were saving their crack and everything for later that night, or heroin. I think the heroin's the new thing, right? Either which way, be mindful.
Right.
But other than that, RV life is just awesome. We love it. We love every minute of it. So like I said, really, you just really have to practice good common sense in areas that you guys are in. And be mindful of what's going on. That's really the number one thing here is be safe. We can't preach that enough. And, you know, I guess we should add one more to that. Enjoy. That's the biggest thing we've actually learned, was just to enjoy ourselves.
Relax.
Don't get in a hurry. Relax. So I want to tell you guys thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Leave your comments in the comment section. If you have not been over to rollingwiththebolins.com, come over and check it out. Might be something over there you guys might be interested in. Also, come over and check us out on Facebook and on Instagram. This is Tony.
And Jill.
I want to say happy RVing. Be safe. Adventure more. Watch your surroundings. Watch out for the boogeyman. Watch out for gremlins on the road. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.